Yeah, so I have to ask this now, but you once mentioned that I really like the sentence. You said that food is annoying, sex is overrated, and love is an addiction. And that once we kind of move towards a more maybe not biologically oriented existence or conscience, that we can start focusing on things that are more meaningful. So like, yeah, what's your thought on that, especially connecting with the kind of technologies that you're building with neurocode? So what's your kind of vision for that?
Well, my vision is that my experience gives me the ability to basically look at this issue from two sides, because I do share some experiences with others in terms of emotion, in terms of sex, and I can say that, yeah, I do understand, guys, what you feel when you are excited, when you are emotional, and yeah, I don't understand all the variety, like how you can have like hundreds of different emotions. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like too much. You are either fine or not fine, just to simplify things. But at the same time, I also have my like default state when I'm more analytical, more thought and cognition oriented, and I'm not excited to like have sex with someone. I'm excited to have a conversation, especially if it can be like a 5-hour conversation nonstop about some complex stuff, and I can be sharing the mental models that I have and get the input of that person. And if we are both active and involved enough, then it can be much more exciting to me. But I do understand that, yeah, people value excitement and different emotions, like from activities, from emotional, from social contact. And I think that if somebody is too emotional, too engaged with this human side, that person may be scared to lose that because they think their humanity depends on it. But I know that my humanity doesn't disappear when I'm in my analytical mode. I know that it's just as valid a way of thinking and living as when you are just constantly crazy with all the chemicals going through your brain, and like something happens to you and it affects everything else in the world. Somebody steps on your toe and you're like, this world is a shitty place. To me, it doesn't make sense because, well, the world hasn't changed. It just somebody stepped on your toe. It's just get over it. But people with active overactive emotions, they are sometimes kind of this way, and they need to learn strategies to manage that, to cope, to name these emotions, to like let them through themselves. And I think if we can get rid of that and replace it with some better system, everybody would enjoy it and like it. And I would probably be, people like me would be among the first to like install some protection mechanisms, like some fuses, and that would probably work better, like with some drugs, for example, which you can take to increase concentration, to increase focus. And people will learn that it's okay to live this way. And maybe on their birthday, once every year, they would just turn all the emotions on and enjoy like a huge orgy with sex, with different like adrenaline filled activities. And then they would say, okay, yeah, that was cool. Now for the next 364 days, I'm going back to normal, to analytical mode. But I mean, that's just one way it can be.
Yeah, I agree. I think that emotions are primarily a biological tool to kind of aid us in our quest for surviving, to pass on our genes, and that so many things that we do are just centered around making sure that we eat or that we can pass on our genes. But I think looking beyond that is where the exciting stuff lies ahead.
No, yeah, and also when you think about the social level, like basically complexity in life. It goes from cell level to individual level to social level, and at individual level we have these chemical control mechanisms that basically tell us fight or flight, like rest or do something active. And when we get to social level, it's completely different because there are no chemicals. So things like zeitgeist, for example, in the society, how is it encoded? It's encoded in information, in the media, in social media posts. Like you can analyze Twitter and say, okay, that's the national mood. We are like excited, or maybe we're feeling down, and it's. The complexity, the potential complexity that is there is just huge. We don't know how to manage it. We don't even know how to measure it. Just very few steps done in that direction. But once we get to understand how the society, how the groups work, then we would probably find it much more valuable than the individual emotions that individual single people have.